And here we are. We are live for a comedy extravaganza. It is
Yes.
JT of JT's Horror Discussions and me of, well, the Pugwell 316, I guess. And we are going to watch Hot Rod from 2007. It feels
I can't
like
believe
that's
it's that
crazy.
old. I really
Yeah,
can't.
I can't believe I'm that old. But
Yeah.
but like to kind of put it in context, I think there's so many films, so many comedy films from around this era and onwards that were just so bad and
Oh
unfunny.
yeah.
Whereas this is, the peak Lonely Island. It's got a bit of Pam Brady from South Park, so it's got that kind of feeling
Yep.
to it. It's got some of the sort of Will Ferrell group people. It's got a bit of everything, and the key thing is it's funny. It's really funny.
It really is. Like I'll never forget the first time seeing this movie. I was dying through all of it. Yes. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I knew Andy Samberg. I mean, that was like this was pretty well like after he blew up on SNL, right? Like a few years
yeah,
maybe at least.
yeah.
But
This is on break.
everybody, everyone in this movie is fantastic. I mean, this is Danny McBride, like before he went on
Yeah.
to do and ruin Halloween and shit. So he's great. Bill Hader, I've always loved. Isla
Yeah.
Fisher, is it Isla or Isla? Her name.
Isla, yeah, Isla, yeah,
Isla. Okay, so
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Isla Fisher, she's great too. Will Arnett's in it.
Oh, of
Not too big
course.
of a role, but he's
No,
hilarious as always.
babe, babe, yeah, babe, please,
Way, dude, the
yeah.
editing in this movie, the
Oh,
editing is one of the
so
best
funny.
parts about this movie. There's
Yeah,
so many edit gags that
yeah.
just like that example, and then when he's asking
It,
out the girl at the counter, he's like, "Oh, Kathy," and then
Yeah,
so
it's
that's so
so
funny.
good. It's
It
so good.
really
The
is.
like you're right to highlight the editing. I think a lot of that is because they rewrote the Lonely Island guys rewrote
Yeah,
the film from Pam Brady's original idea and script. They didn't want it to be too Will Ferrell. And I was thinking sometimes
yeah,
when you have like a foundation of an idea, editing it, changing it, doing crazy things with it makes it hilarious. Like Airplane, kind of using
yeah,
0 Hour and pretty much being identical to that film, but putting their own strange things in it. This
exactly.
is exactly what they've done here, and it works. It just works so well. I think it's there's some really, like you say, some really strange moments in it. But
Yeah,
like, yeah,
it's a very surreal comedy. For
yes,
sure.
yes,
And
yeah.
it works for me just 100%. Like I've seen this
Oh,
movie so many times. I can quote the whole movie. There are so many
yeah.
quotes in this movie too. This is
Oh,
such a
yeah.
quotable film.
Like, and almost little sketches in, whether it's the falling down
I
the
was just thinking
ravine,
that,
or
yeah.
like these are little sketches, like almost things that were, or the oh, what's the
It
song
would be
called?
like they would almost be like SNL digital shorts, like the Lonely
Yeah,
Island did a lot of those. It's
yeah,
like mini shorts, like versions of shorts of theirs, make up some
yeah.
of the scenes in this. I mean, the
Oh, for
cool
sure.
beans scenes is that's big example. You could see that as
Yeah,
just could have been a short on SNL. A
yeah, and
digital
I think,
short itself.
yeah, you're right. And I think that they were kind of very separate to SNL. When I don't think SNL was very funny. The only other person on
Yeah,
NSL who was funny at the time was Chris Parnell, and they got him on. If we remember the Chronicles of what was it called? But yeah, the Chronic What Calls of Narnia. When they did that, and
yeah,
they had him on that. It was like, oh, the funniest people. Like, and obviously he's gone on to do really cool stuff, and he's the announcer in this, isn't he? When
yeah. He's
he's
great
just got such a
with
great
the
voice.
tattoo.
Yeah,
With the
he's like the
oh,
modern
he's so
day.
funny.
He's like the modern day Phil Hartman, I think, in a lot of ways.
Oh, I can see that for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
he has that type of likeness and personality to him.
yeah. Should we get
It's,
started? Should we start this
yeah,
movie?
sure.
Let's
Let's do
go.
it.
Okay, I'm gonna press the little thing when guys, if you see play, press play.
Play.
Boom. There we go. So it's I'm watching it on Amazon Prime. I know it is obviously you can get it on physical media, and I think at this point it would be quite tricky to have a VHS of it. I don't think I would have had a VHS. I probably would have had a DVD of it.
Yeah, I'm sure they released some like newer movies on VHS. I don't know if this got a VHS release though in
Mm,
2007.
yeah, I don't think so. I think we kind of yeah. Oh, here we go straight off with
The
the what
the
the
music
crazy
is the music is so good in this, and it's Queen is plays the
yeah.
big band throughout all this movie, like all the music.
So much good stuff. And this is the only part of the film where somebody actually did get injured. So the stuntman did actually get injured doing this.
I remember reading that a long time ago.
Mm.
I love just everything about this.
It's weird. It's the
Spirits
weird
of the
stuff like
animal
the
kingdom.
yeah, just appearing above him is just makes it a little bit off center, doesn't it? It just makes it oh
And
geez.
then, oh, that's such a wreck too.
Yeah. That's the sort of thing I would have done as a kid if I was like on my BMX or something.
Yeah.
Just absolutely, smashed myself into.
Danger. So good.
Oh, it's really, and it's cool that they got to like put their own stamp on it, direct it themselves,
Yeah.
act in it. All three of them are in it. Obviously, only the two brothers you see the most. But Isla
Yeah.
Fisher's good in this as well. She's, you know,
Everyone is so funny.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
her, like I said, Hater's always just fantastic.
yeah.
Parnell is great.
And he does the best impression, Bill Hader, of your relative of Alan Alda. He does the
Oh
most
yes,
amazing.
yeah, I know. I've seen him do that. It's
He's
fucking spot
so
on. It
good at
really is.
that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And
That might
it's
be the first thing I ever heard him do.
the music is by Trevor Rabin here in this movie.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Just the whole,
Doing,
because the premise is so bare bones to this movie too,
yeah.
and
It's like crap
they make
things that you know.
yeah they make every bit of it work though, like with that little bare bones premise. If for anyone who hasn't seen it, in chat we got Larry, Pap, Nate. What's
Oh
up,
man,
Nate?
yeah. I need to see. I
I
need to
see
go
you
over to
just
the chat.
tapping at first.
Hey, how we doing?
Trash Picture Show. What's up, everybody?
Nice. Oh, we got all the cool kids are in. That's nice. Yeah. Make sure, guys, you subscribe to these channels as well. The Trash Picture Show, Horror Cat Dad, Pat Masters doing a lot at the moment. Good to see him.
Yeah, great. It's great seeing you do lives and everything, Nate.
Yeah, man. This is pretty much exactly the same premise as Dirty Work, which I think
Dirty
is
Working
an
Norm
is
Macdonald. Yeah,
yeah, is so good. That's one of my
that's a
favorites.
great one too.
Yeah, and that had like people pop up, like Chris Farley pops up in that. Like it's
Yeah,
a bit like this, where you've just got amazing ensemble.
I love the way he comes over and says that. Oh, I found some fireworks in the bathroom. Would you like to go light them off? The way he says that is so funny.
Yeah. It's the little things being made to seem like they're huge. There's a lot of
Yeah,
humor from that, isn't there? There's a lot of humor how terrible they are at the things they do.
absolutely. I love how later on when they're at the pool and he starts Bill Hader's character starts giving Rico the advice and he just sprays him with the hose. Says, "Yeah, don't ever tell me how to run my damn life again." He's just too good in this.
It's like I was saying to you the other day as well. Like I think for me, and I know a lot of people like a lot of stuff that Danny McBride's done in recent years. I think
Yeah,
the Foot Fist Way, and this are my favorite of him. And kind of around the time of Your Highness or
yeah.
onwards, I kind of lost interest in him because it wasn't as funny for me. But I know a lot of people think he's brilliant. I know The Righteous Gemstones is supposed to be very good, but I've not seen it.
I haven't seen that either, but I'd
It's supposed
agree
to,
that around here is like peak McBride and
yeah.
shit like that. May they protect you. Like the weirdest shit. When I first saw this movie, I was like, "This is one of the weirdest fucking comedies I've seen in a long while."
And
And
much like
it's
In
held up
Dirty
that way.
Work, you've got like
Yeah,
a sort of gruff man who you wouldn't put in this film, like
Yep.
Ian McShane. Like I'm not sure whether this
Yeah,
is
I love
around
Ian McShane.
around the time of Deadwood, because I loved him in Deadwood. I thought he was so good as Swearingen in Deadwood. But
He's
like
great.
for me,
He
he
was
was
in
like Lovejoy, which was like a Saturday or Sunday night boring antiques related drama
yeah.
in the UK, and I know he'd been in a few other things, but he pops up in this, and he plays it dead straight, and it works really well.
I love
Oh,
just how they beat the shit out of each other. Mostly him beating
nice.
up Rod in this at the beginning, but it's I love how he tosses him across the room and everything.
Oh yeah, he's not taking it easy on him at all.
No,
Vice principals. Oh, I've not seen that.
I've seen Vice Principals. I don't remember it though. I know I've
Hormone
seen.
disorder where he can't grow his mustache.
You know I got a hormone disorder. Yeah, it's so funny. What a great idea to have him fucking glue a mustache to his face.
It's like it works well, things like this, for kind of like the man-child kind of thing, like Wayne's
Yeah,
World or Bill and Ted, or where they're not quite. They should be nearing adulthood. They should be behaving a bit more, but they're kind of in arrested development.
yeah. He just wants to be a stuntman, like his father, who turned out not being a stuntman.
I'm trying to work out what kind of car that is. The recently divorced Isla Fisher.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I used to really like her. She used to be in an Australian soap opera called Home and Away when I was sort of in my teens, and I used to think she was stunning. Like,
Oh, I really enjoyed her on screen, as Candy, and just performance by her.
yeah,
I mean,
she
when
plays
Wedding
unhinged
Crashers,
characters well.
yeah, that's where I was going with it.
Yeah,
The Wedding Crashers, and like I think that was one of like the earlier movies I remember seeing her in, and
yeah.
she just killed it in that movie, which just brutalizing Vince Vaughn throughout that whole movie. Like she really does play crazy good.
It is. It is. And it is a good film to discuss this because there's something happening
Oh yeah,
all the time.
yeah,
Hey
it's
Liv, how you
nonstop
doing?
jokes. Hey, Liv.
You must be clearly talking to JT. Says
No,
hey
we're
cuties.
talking to
Stuff
you.
it. Stuff it. Stuff it. I love the layout of all the detail to all the set design and everything in this, like his
Mhm.
room, the different items of everything.
Yeah, and now they just go around just panning on all the stuff in his room.
Even his
Furthermore, to
slipper.
show what you were just saying about
Yeah.
his like arrested development nature.
Oh, even his slippers as well. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure I had some slippers like that. I may even have had some dog ones that I took to university with me.
I
It's cool that
love
there's a kind of
how intense he gets like in this movie in
yeah.
general. At the point he gets, I love you, Daddy, and then he comes in, get out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. And how quickly he just listens to him and just like, oh
Yeah.
shit, shuts the door. That's brilliant.
I was wondering how many references there'd be to Evil Knievel, because obviously the way he's dressed,
Yeah.
and people forget what a massive like cultural icon he
Oh
was.
yeah.
There were like Evil Knievel movies where he played himself in the movie. Like
Hmm.
the guy
I mean, no
was,
one was really, no one was doing what he was doing,
oh man.
and they reference that in there too. And later on, when he says, "What 15 buses," and he says that's the same as Evil Knievel. It's like actually, it's one more than Evil Knievel. Rico.
Sorry, not David.
Oh yeah, then the Asian
I
dude.
never. Hey, Bud Files. How you doing? Oh, here we
Hey,
go.
Bud Files.
Yeah, this guy used to turn up in a lot of films.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Judd Apatow ones, he'd always turn up in.
Hmm. And he just does the weird ass dance throughout this movie. I love that
He's just
montage later
awkward.
on, and he
Yeah, the
just jumps
awkwardness.
in front of every scene and starts to dance.
There's
Too
some trippy
funny.
stuff. He just threw a little kid in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did the Inbetweeners and the Inbetweeners movie make it over to the US?
I
Uh,
love the In-Betweeners.
there's a
I've
bit
seen
in
both
the
movies.
movie where they threw the kid
Mhm.
into the swimming pool and he starts to drown.
Yep. That's such a
because
great show, man.
because he goes so small, so small. So he pulls his trunks down, and he goes so small, so small.
That was a show that I when did maybe like 7, 8 years ago, something like that. That it was on some
Yeah,
streaming service, and it just was a random throw on. Like I
yeah,
heard of it, but I never watched it, and then I just turn it on. That's all right, British show. Usually,
yeah.
I always enjoy them, and I just was blown away with how funny that was. Like that's probably
It's
one of the funniest British TV shows.
it's so accurate to what teenagers are like as well. Like
Yeah.
it couldn't be any more politically incorrect.
Oh yeah,
Oh, and
that's
in we
what makes
go.
it great. Right into the pool.
Uh, didn't quite make it.
It's funny how there's not even they show that there's no like even propulsion or like
No.
speed up and nothing. It's just literally up and then just gravity takes him instantly down into the pool, like not even halfway in. Totally landed it.
And it goes straight into this. This is for me is a kind of weird sort of South Park kind of reality. You know, like the family's all there and stroking the kid, and
Yeah, yeah.
it's just odd.
It's just hot.
This is hard. So again, it's just like dirty work.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you just kept me and Kevin out of the dark on this? Oh, we told Kevin we didn't think you could handle it. I could handle
Yeah.
it. He's so good in this, Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
And he's very
Such a good kid.
polarizing for people usually, like
Yeah,
whether they
I
find him funny or not. I find him
yeah, that's
hysterical.
strange because I think he's funny. He's just naturally funny. He's
Oh
great
yeah.
in everything I've seen him in, but I've never been able to get into Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I think he spent the most
I
of his time
yeah,
doing.
I haven't seen more than a few episodes of that show, and I just never got sucked into it really either.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's all right, but yeah.
What's the timestamp for
So
Nate?
I've
The
got
timestamp is like 12. Yeah, go ahead. What do you got, man?
yeah, I know. Well, I was say 12,
22.
12, 20, 22, 23, 24,
Yeah.
25,
All
26,
right,
12,
perfect. So we're
27. Yep.
perfectly in sync. Look at
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That makes a change for us, doesn't it?
that. Yeah.
50 grand. Apparently that was completely wrong because at the time you would have needed around 90 grand for a
Yeah,
meatball.
yeah. I think they might have done that deliberately. They just didn't make because they joke at it when he's
Yeah.
when they say is they've raised the 50,000 for his Frank's conveniently priced heart surgery or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I feel like any mistakes like that, or mistakes in quotes, are
Yeah.
deliberate because it's funnier.
Oh yeah.
And here we go, the angry flash dance, not flash dance. Oh, what's he called?
I
Kevin
don't know what to
Bacon.
call it. He
Um,
just goes nuts.
dance anger, like in is it flash dance? What am I thinking of?
I'm not sure.
The one where they ban dancing. My mind's gone completely blank. Um,
Oh, I know what you mean. Is it
it's not.
Flashdance? No, it's not
No,
Flashdance.
Flashdance is the Jennifer Beals one. That's right. And this is
Yeah, I
I'm
know what you
thinking of
mean though.
where he gets in
It's like
his Beetle and he drives to the old factory and then he dances angrily.
yeah.
But my mind's
Except
gone.
this one is when he throws himself, takes it further, throws himself over the
Yeah.
side. Oh, it's so funny.
And this is it. It's like just holding on the joke or holding on
Oh
it
yeah,
and
stretching it
letting.
out so
Yeah,
much.
it just so good, and that works perfectly for me because I people have always said like I drive them mad because if I find something funny
Yeah.
once, I'll find it funny a
I mean,
thousand
yeah,
times in a row.
over and
So
over again.
like, yeah, this kind of works for me too.
Especially it keeps just overbuilding more than
Yeah,
anything
it's
normally
like
would.
forever, ever,
Yeah,
ever.
and then him flipping over in montage for like a few flips, and
Oh,
then
so good.
you get him dropping down, and for
Thanks,
way
Larry.
too long too.
That's it.
Footloose.
Footloose.
Thank
That's what I
you,
was
Larry.
thinking
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Larry, the official fact checker of anything that as my
Congra-
mind gets addled and wastes away.
Larry, congrats again to Larry on 700 subs, man. That's
Yeah,
great.
man, he's doing awesome.
Good shit.
I don't know what do kids say these days. don't even say smashing it anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just say like,
Whoa!
yeah. That's it's great how just since went on that whole congrats Larry tangent, he's still falling down the fucking this
Yeah,
side of the mountain. Like
still
that's how
going.
long it goes on for, and it's hysterical every second.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Like this movie
One big
excels
jump.
it excels at excess. This movie.
Yes, he's got it. He's worked it out. We've got the main device for the whole rest of the film now.
Yep.
Ooh, some hard high fives.
That's so funny.
It reminds you of that friend that you have, who's a little bit not like a little bit dangerous, but like harmless,
Yeah.
and like you will move on and do things in your life, but he will stay exactly the same for the rest of his life, and that's Danny
It'll always
McBride's
be
character in this.
that'll always
Yeah,
be him.
yeah,
That'll always be Rico.
yeah. We had a friend like that, and the last time I saw him was at my wedding, and I was like, I'm regretting it. I'm regretting inviting him to my wedding because he was just going to behave terribly, and he did.
Yeah, and you always know.
Yeah,
You know something's gonna happen. He's gonna act that type of person's gonna act out in that way. Then you're
yeah,
never surprised when
no.
your thoughts
And
come true.
I don't mind it. I was just like, I'm not sure this is gonna work. It's really weird because he came to visit for a week and stay in one of our old houses. Came to visit for a week and stayed for 3 months.
That's That's that type of
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
That's Rico. Yeah.
I just saw a Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt there. I think Bill Hader's character was in there.
I love that how this whole montage starts of him explaining stuff. It's like Bill
Yeah.
Hader's. I forgot I gotta go to work. Is that a problem? Yes. And then they just continue on explaining.
The edit of the edit, so that, like you say, so going from moving from all the different things that they're doing, well, like
Yeah, the editing
explaining
is
everything.
a highlight for sure of this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing? They're not even. They use that whole gag that they're in right now, and still break away from that for another gag for them just
Yeah.
sitting around bullshitting has nothing to do with what their plan is.
Straight
So good.
onto the bubble wrap. And we get a director cameo in the strangest way where we accidentally we're in his point of view as the homeless guy when
Yeah.
it should be Rod explaining.
Yep. There's so many just little things that are subtle in this movie, and versus and it's great contrast with all the stuff that's just so surreal, the humor and
Yeah,
how in your face it is and excessive it is. Like
and
it
that's it.
nails both of those aspects.
And other films would have done all of those sort of those things, but without the jokes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like even the things that it's like the little box that says Rod stuff on it, and how he's hitting the thing here.
Yeah.
Like he's clearly doesn't know what he's doing. He's got a clue, but that's the joke. How useless he is.
Yep. Whoa, Denise. And then, yeah, the initiation. He just pours his drink on her shoes.
Another wrestling reference with his Hulkamania shirt.
Yeah, she's adorable in this.
Yeah, she's
Like
so cute
as
and
usual.
funny, and she's just brilliant. Like I think
She
if I guess just I remember I think she's in Arrested Development, doesn't she play like one of Ron Howard's daughters or something?
Yep. She plays Ron Howard's daughter, one of the daughters, and has like a thing with Michael in
Yeah,
season 4
and she's
and
crazy
5.
in that.
Yeah. His dream. Rico explaining his dream here. That's hilarious.
Mm. I would love to have that T-shirt with a wolf on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's a cool T-shirt.
My name is Rod, and I like to party.
This is such a famous scene from this movie.
My name's Dave,
And
and
I
I like
like the party. I love again Rico like, hello, I'm Rico. It's so like polite in like a weird way.
Alex Pie, I'm Rod, you're Kevin. Nobody likes to party but me. You do not
I know
party.
for a fact you do not party. Oh, that's
Dave's
funny.
the party guy.
And me. None of them party. And then how they build all that to go, let's party. So good.
Doesn't
Such good
It's
writing.
mad to think that Kevin is like the actor is older than
Yeah.
Andy Samberg. He's just like just a small guy.
Yeah, this scene is great. He gives this whole like Confucius like type like advice to him. He's listening and he's praising. Don't ever tell me how to live my life again.
I love his over. He lives for overreactions, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny how he delivers those lines.
I was dead. I remember going to the cinema to see Your Highness and being so disappointed with it.
Yeah.
Like because I saw the thing and he does the thing like triangle face. Don't do it. The problem was with that there was no story and it was all improvisation and
Yeah, I don't.
even the simple side of it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
I remember that I saw it, and I don't remember much of it at all because of what you just said. Like if the script was like just nothing memorable,
Yeah.
and the humor, like, nothing worked.
No, it was poor.
This is another thing that's just so Lonely Island, with them all imitating the bell.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too good.
And obviously they're all like living with their families. Their like younger
Yeah.
siblings are there and like embarrassing them. This is the kind of training you
Soul
need,
of
you
the
know.
bottlenose dolphin.
Like this is how idiots get killed.
Oh yeah, all the time. And they just
Uh,
hold him there, and he's struggling. He says, "No matter how much I struggle, don't let me up."
Brainiac.
Like I adore Bill Hader so much.
He's
Everything that
great.
he's ever been in, I loved him on when he was on SNL. I thought he was the best cast member on SNL for his whole time and for a long time before him and since.
His impressions, like I say, the thing
Yeah,
that I
he did
noticed the
so good.
most. He
He can do anything. He can do any impression. He could play any type of character.
Do you see it where he did like Star Wars auditions, and he
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
like Goldblum, Alan Alda, like
He's
all different
so
people
good.
going for the Han
Yeah,
Solo.
to go for yeah, that who was Han Solo. Yeah, that was great.
Heard it is.
My favorite thing with haters on SNL was Stefan.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, of
I
course.
mean, all the bits with Stefan are just
Yeah.
like some of the best stuff that they came up with on SNL.
You always feel his when he would break and laugh,
That's what
it
makes it
was
so
funny.
great. That's what makes all those kids
But
great.
like Jimmy Fallon, I always felt like it was more look at me. Whereas with Bill Hader,
Yeah.
I felt it was more genuine.
Oh, it's absolutely, yeah. I mean, I never liked Jimmy Fallon, even back in SNL days, because of that. And it's
He'd
just because
ruin it.
he's not a professional. 'Cause he would just laugh like that. Bill's a professional, but you know that he's really trying not to, and you know
Yeah.
the whole backstory with Mulaney changing the jokes.
Yes.
like
Yeah.
before they
Oh,
went live. So you know that he's reading this ridiculous shit for the first time ever live on
yeah.
TV. So I mean, just the fact he kept it together mostly through those skits the way that he did is very impressive.
Yeah. Oh, another literally eat
Yeah.
shit moment there.
Oh, I love this. Is one of my favorite things in Danny McBride. This movie when the guy comes out, move my trailer, and then like he just goes off on
He
him.
just goes,
I've been
yeah, where
drinking,
he hits him when he hits him with the bin. That
I've
always
been
gets
drinking
him.
green tea all goddamn day.
Yeah.
I go to church every
I'm,
Sunday. You're gonna bring the demons out of me. Oh, great dialogue.
Speaking of John Mulaney, the Oh Hello on Broadway is really really funny.
I haven't seen that. I gotta check
That's
that
worth
out.
watching it with him and Nick Kroll. That's really funny.
Nick Kroll is funny too. I like him.
Yeah. 'Cause I used to
Listen,
watch
I had it out.
the league. Yes, my I used to fucking. Then this is very Clerks. I think this dancing outside the
This
convenience
is
store.
so
This is
funny.
very Jay and
And
Silent Bob.
anytime, yeah, oh, I can see that. Even though I've never been a
Yeah,
big fan of, I've never been a big fan of any of Kevin Smith's movies. Really, they're funny, but
yeah,
not
I
for
love
me, really.
Clerks.
But
See, I was a
I see what you're
massive
saying.
fan. Yeah, I was a massive fan, and then obviously there was some of the sort of it's very there's peaks and troughs definitely. Um,
Yeah,
Now the like say Clerks 3 is quite melancholy because they're old. um, but like
yeah.
just straight out like for the
Imagine.
funniest ones, like Clerks is funny. I think Mallrats is still funny. Dogma's a good film. Chasing Amy's a good
Dog,
film.
Dogma is actually probably the one his comedy that I like the most, like his
Yeah,
comedy
it's
film.
definitely its most
I
creative
enjoy
and
Dogma.
yeah, and it'll probably
I love.
lightly see it more now. Here we go. Here's Will Arnett,
Yep.
baby.
First of
Great,
all, two
great.
things I love that they chose Two of Hearts for this whole scene with them
Yeah.
dancing to it. Because that every time I hear that song, if it comes on the radio or something, I instantly think of this movie. Instantly. And when he comes over and says, Rod, what's that song about the grandma that got ran over by the reindeer? It's her grandma got ran over by the reindeer. He goes, no. That's
You
so funny.
precious.
That's too funny.
He just calls
Yeah.
Yorma precious.
Yeah.
He's like an adult and they're like instantly little kids.
He's so funny. Have you ever seen Let's Go to Prison with Will Arnett?
Is that with
Who she McBride?
oh I don't think so. No, I
You
don't
gotta
think I
check
have.
that movie out. It's not
Right.
it's not great, but it's funny. Like
I
Will
mean, Will
Arnett.
Arnett is great in everything. I
Yeah,
mean,
him and She McBride basically, like just their presence alone. And then it being Will Arnett, like him being the leading guy through the whole movie.
I
It's
mean,
so funny.
the guy is just his voice is perfect
Yep.
for comedy and some of the things he does when he has the opportunity to kind of just go with it, like the bit in Arrested Development where he keeps roofing himself and
Yeah,
forgetting
yeah.
what he's
The roof is
like.
so funny.
There's nobody else who could do that and keep it as hilarious as it
Oh
because
yeah.
he's pathetic and funny
Yep.
without it being sad. Like
Yeah, exactly. It's a
it's
fine
so good.
line to be able to play that the way that he
Yeah,
does, and he kills it with
yeah,
every type of. And he plays that character well. He plays the arrogant character well, the stupid arrogant character that
yeah. And he
like
carries that into like Batman as well. Like in Lego
yeah.
Batman, he's funny in that.
There's never been anything from like a performance by him that I just don't find hysterical.
Yeah. I could never get into BoJack Horseman, but I don't think that was because of him.
Yeah, that's actually I never got into that show either, and yeah, it's
I don't know
definitely not because
why.
of him. It
I
just
know
like
it's good.
never
I think it's
caught my
good.
attention.
Like from the look of it and from the bits I've seen, I'm sure it's good.
Oh
But I
yeah, you
just
got
can't.
Aaron Paul, right, from Breaking Bad. That's
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
character's voice.
I just can't. I just can't. Yeah, I just can't connect with it.
Yeah,
It, yeah, it's weird because like I got into Rick and Morty, which I kind of feel is similar sort of thing. But then again, I stopped. I kind of drifted off with that as well.
the way he just
Hey,
smacks
thanks,
him in the
mate.
face with the cane.
Yeah, just trying to still get him to fight him, even though it's likely
Oh,
it
that's
could
so
kill
funny.
him.
Oh,
It's like
yeah,
a.
that's right. I always forget they have the chase in here.
This
That
reminds me
music.
of like those videos you used to see of like people being shit, being trained to like dogs to attack them and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, all the collisions and stuff and the stunt work, they filmed it very well in this movie.
Oh
Like you
yeah,
feel all the hits and stuff that he
yeah. You
did.
need to be able to go like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
they
yeah.
they did that so well.
Babe, babe, babe.
Tell me about Jonathan. What's that dude all about?
Yeah. I love it when he calls his little brother Precious earlier on. This is perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the perfect thing. He's like, what are you? Like, what are
Uh,
you? Bathroom here isn't. And that's it. The
hey,
bathroom here is
we got
nuts.
we got Pat and the cheetah in the house. What's up, Pat?
Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Yeah, this scene is the other one with the great editing. Yeah,
I feel like this, if it was made earlier, would be like a Ben Stiller film, and like you'd have like Janine Garofalo and like,
yeah, yeah. Maybe Sarah Silverman or something too in
yeah.
there.
Oh man, I think Janine Garofalo was amazing. Like I
Oh,
was watching Cable Guy and like where she pops up in the medieval
yeah,
times.
yeah.
She's in about 30 seconds. She's amazing, and Wet Hot American Summer as well. She's like, which is
She's
probably one of my favorite films of all time.
she's such a great comedian.
She's great. Hey, Shamellos, how you doing? You doing good?
Hey, Marlos, how you doing?
So, eating those cookies, watching Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Ooh.
Oh, that sounds terrible. But
I don't, I
unless
don't,
you
I
enjoy
don't.
it,
Yeah, I don't. I think I just kind of made a conscious decision not to watch any of those after the first one, but
that's a good
um,
decision though, because
I
none.
think
I mean,
people,
two
yeah, I
is
think
all
people
right.
like a lot of people really into it. Though when you go to conventions and stuff, you see loads of people dressed up as from Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, for sure. Oh, Kathy. Uh,
Kathy, she really gets me.
oh, so funny.
That brainy bow of yours.
So it's more than that with Kathy. It's emotional.
Calling somebody their beau is always a fun.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say somebody's beau in
they
real
do.
life.
No, but they do say it in Troll too.
Ah,
For some
which
reason,
is a
like whenever I hear that word bow, I
beau.
think of Troll too. Because she's like,
Oh
because all
my
the dubbing
god.
and it's weird in that movie, the dubbing and just how it looks and how the actors look when they're talking and stuff. Because half the crew like was Italian and didn't speak English, and half were American, so they didn't understand each other. So just hearing them say, hearing the girl say "my beau" and the way she says it, that's all I
It's
think
kind
of.
of the way it's kind of the way they're deliberately trying to make everything not quite right in this. But obviously in Troll 2 it wasn't deliberate.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
Oh well, many happy returns from Alice for your birthday on the 10th of September, so not that far
Oh,
away. We've got another just over a month.
my birthday
35.
is actually 10 days after Shamarlos's,
Oh, yeah.
and I'll be
Sadly, I, I
36.
will.
So
I will. I wish I was 35 or 36. I'd take that right now. Leprechaun's game. I need to watch that. I'll watch anything with leprechauns. Watch Leprechaun in Space.
see,
That's a
now
good
that scares
one.
me though because that I remember that name, Pat, because I watched and threw on the Lizard Man movie, The Legend of the Lizard Man, like a month or so ago, and it's
Ah.
terrible. That was like a rant to that video. I was tortured that during that movie, and I had to look up the director to know what I was dealing with. And I saw all the different titles, and the Leprechaun's Game and the Leprechaun's Chance, or something like that, were two of her other movies, and including there was another one. Was it Conjuring the Plastic Surgeon 2? So that there's two of them, which blew me away when I looked that up during that video.
I will. Yeah, sounds like one for me to check out in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. It probably would be worth it. I mean, who knows?
So
Maybe that one's a classic compared to Legend of the Lizard Man.
it's insane that he's like now with his friend Sully and chatting at women at the bar. He's just such a like a douchebag. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah, mid-30s, man. I remember it well. I remember it well. Yeah, enjoy it.
You
Enjoy it.
should. It's only been what, like 7 years? It's not that
Yeah, yeah,
you
feels
should
like.
remember it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can barely remember. I'm
If it was
43.
25 years ago, then yeah,
They're
I'd give you some slack. If you forget most of it.
you're making Smile too. No, I only just got around to watching Smile literally like a week ago. I was a bit
Oh,
like
really?
I only just watched. I was okay. I thought it was all right.
That's pretty
Um,
much. I just thought it was your generic. It was a
oh,
good generic mainstream horror movie with no originality really or anything like too creative. But it's not terrible or anything. But I don't know about two. I'll still watch
yeah,
it.
I didn't realize it was Kevin Bacon's daughter was like the lead.
Yeah, she does good in that movie.
Uh,
She's good.
So, oh, Bad Boy, Ride or Die. I woke up at the. See, I watched the last one in the cinema. That was before we moved to somewhere where I never go to the cinema now because it's too far away. But
I never go because it's too expensive.
yeah, well, that's true. Somebody was saying that the other day, like in the US, that if popcorn is like a third more expensive than the ticket itself. Like, so if you're gonna pay,
Yeah, for sure.
it's ridiculous.
What's the
Um,
timestamp? I'm looking on Look Movie and I
times
accidentally restarted it.
I've got 36, 43, 44, 45,
All right, cool.
47,
Got it.
36. Yep, got it.
Perfect. Thank
And there we go. He's got a good way of kicking stuff. It's almost as good as Paul Rudd smashing stuff up in Wet Hot American Summer.
you. Paul Rudd was great. I say was
So,
because I feel like he dropped off over the years.
yeah, I think for me, like that group of people on the first Wet Hot American Summer film, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And they did that one. They came together, which is like the rom-com version of
Yeah.
Wet Hot American Summer, really. And it didn't quite have the same magic. Yeah, Jeepers Creepers 2. I've not seen it. I've not seen it.
So when he goes through the thing on fire, he
Yeah.
goes. That's too fun. The whole fucking party's freaking out.
Get the fuck off my porch. I feel like the music from this all the music would be perfect in like a Transformers the movie style cartoon from the 80s.
Oh yeah, I mean they nailed the music for this movie.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of like an action movie I watched. Do you know what I've been watching recently? I've been watching. So you know how Roger Corman reuses the things from Battle Beyond the Stars
Mm-hmm.
in like all of his science fiction. I've watched every film that has the reused Battle from Beyond the Stars
Oh, yeah.
things in it. So like Dead Space.
So now you are a connoisseur and expert on those little movies that all use that same
Yeah.
footage.
I don't think that counts as action though. I don't know. I just watched Alien Resurrection earlier on as well because I couldn't remember anything about it. And when it went into sort of CGI action stuff at the end, I kind of tuned out. I don't mind
I,
action like Jackie Chan, actual real action, but
I like
yeah,
Jackie Chan. Oh,
yeah, but
when Rush Hour first came out, that movie was fucking hysterical.
it was
Still
huge as
is,
well.
but
Yeah.
yeah, like that movie, yeah, it got big.
I like action where it's like I mean it's maybe been overdone now, but where it feels like very close up fight, which I kind of like Police Story or
Yeah,
you know.
where there's a great
Oh,
choreography and everything.
you may have put a little bit too much dynamite in the.
There's like maybe like 5, 6, 7 montages in this movie, and they're all perfect.
Yeah,
They're all
the one
done
where
so well.
they're walking, and there's the big riot.
That's the best. And
Yeah,
they go, oh, who is it? I forget the artist's name, but the song that's playing, and it's like then they say, oh, it started off super positive,
it's
and
almost
then everyone's
better
rioting.
that It's better than Anchorman with like that really escalated. It's like actually,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that it's better than that.
Oh, I think it is too. I think it's
S-
hysterical.
Yeah,
That's such a great.
I think I will watch Smell 2 actually. Naomi Scott is in Smell 2. I'm not sure who Naomi Scott is, but I'm probably gonna watch it. I like
Yeah, I'll
Malignant a lot.
definitely be watching it.
Malignant gives me good basket case vibes, so I like Malignant out
Yeah,
of all of those.
Malignant is one that I gotta maybe go back and rewatch because I didn't care for it
I,
much.
I'm not a
I
massive fan
enjoyed
of
the first half of it or so, and I thought it was a very intense, like last act.
yeah,
But
yeah.
reminded me of, and somebody mentioned this recently, like the dark half.
Okay, I've not
That it
seen
was
that.
by Romero and the Stephen King novel. That is and it is very similar. Like when you think about it, and you know both movies.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think because I definitely the is it James? How's it? James Wan, is it? Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
Malignant.
Like, yeah, I'm not like a massive fan of many or if any of his movies, but that one I thought *Malignant* was because it got sillier and sillier. I enjoyed it. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah. Oh, here we
he's
go.
been a he's a great director.
We've got classic scene coming
This,
up.
yeah,
Screen 5 and 6. Oh yes. Oh, the new Power Ranger. I enjoyed that new Power Rangers movie. I
I
quite
didn't
like
see it.
that. Yeah, it was good, man. The kid
I
from
loved Power Rangers as a kid.
the Australian kid from Stranger Things, the brother, the sort of dickhead brother from Stranger Things.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in it. Yeah. Oh,
Wait,
look at this. This is
did I miss it when they just had the dog put the porn on the screen? And he says, "Someone working on for mom."
yeah.
I
He's
forgot
got his
if it
window.
happened already or if that's like a next scene, but I'm pretty sure it was this scene.
He's got his Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah,
I'm going.
you're the. I love that. You're the next Douglas Bubble Trousers. Who is that? Is that a person?
Not that
I've
I'm
never looked
aware of.
into it, but I thought it's just like a name they just made up, the most like ridiculous sounding name, and said, "All right, you're just like this legendary nobody who we made up."
Oh
But
man,
what a
this is almost like similar to the disaster artist in a way, isn't it? Where
prick.
they're totally sold on this film, and then oh shit, he's just throwing them everywhere. But they go into the film, everybody just laughs, don't they, at the film, and this
We got
guy
the power
dancing is just
of bass.
hilarious.
We got it's a great song too for him to be dancing to.
Yeah, it's a bit like remember in Jackass, was it Party Boy?
Yeah, he just keeps throwing flyers and then just starts
Uh,
dancing.
we've got the power of the bass.
We got the power of the bass.
It's like, how did he just appear on my screen? You know.
Yeah, he's looking around. That's too funny.
Man, I need to get myself an Evil Knievel style jumpsuit. Oh man, there's a bit of a storm a brewing there, mate.
Oh yeah.
We were
It
having
was
our
raining. It was raining up
British
here.
summer of just rain,
Yeah.
British rainy summer.
Forecast for the next 2 months. Just rain all day, every day.
I can't remember the last time we had any sun. This time last year we were like a heat wave, but
Yeah.
like no, it's not happening. So he's calling him a pussy in his sleep.
Yeah,
But
you're a pussy. You're not really asleep. I am asleep. Ian McShane is so great.
I can't believe that he kind of had this sort of second half to his career where he went over to America and just
Yeah,
smashed it in everything he was in when he was kind of done over here. Like he was just
yeah.
cheesy Sunday night television guy.
Well, yeah, he did a lot of stuff over here after that. He was in American Horror Story, Asylum, for a few episodes. I think he was in a lot of TV shows, like little roles.
Mm, awesome as shit. Um, It's so creepy though that the age of the girls that they're coming on to.
Yeah, I know. That's a great idea to show off the stunts here at this like whole little town event that they got everyone together for.
So they made $5,000 so far, so 10% of what they need.
Yeah, and then they're gonna lose every penny of it. And I love how they just figure it out right then and there. No, like investigation how much the damages were or anything like that. They just accept the money he has and in the bucket, and like that's it for the damage at the end of the scene.
Just how everyone's just pissing themselves laughing at it.
Stunt.
3-foot vert. And even like his friends are laughing.
I mean, how could you not? It's hysterical.
Oh, even that first scene. I mean, obviously, to think that the guy broke his leg.
I know it's so crazy what'll happen behind the scenes in some movies. Even
Set on fire, ruining a kid's birthday party by setting himself on
fire. That's what he chose as a highlight to throw into this.
Very South Park moment there where you hear a guy say, "We're all laughing at Rod."
Yeah.
He literally says it.
Yeah, it's like breaking the. It's not. It's almost like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Aww. And the way his mom looks like,
Yeah,
how
she's
she
like,
knows that they're all laughing at her son. Bill Hader's still like cheering and shit.
Hey, what's happening to the crazy movie?
Yeah, for this, throwing the projector out and it lands on the guy's car. They just settle it right then and there. He just gives them the money that they raised so far, and that's it. He doesn't find out an estimate on the damage. He could be severely getting underpaid.
Let him work it out. Let him work it out.
Yeah, I love the mom. Or the mom says that later in the movie. But they say, should we help them? He says, they're fine.
Frankfurt.
The cops show up. He says, what do you want?
Although the cops just got his arms full, the cops don't actually say anything.
Yeah,
that probably means that cop didn't get paid very much because he didn't actually have a speaking line.
Yeah, and then they just take the donation money, and as that's enough.
Yeah.
This is when they sit him down and when his mom tells him.
It's mad to think this is Sissy Spacek as well. Like she doesn't.
I know.
Obviously, she doesn't. She doesn't look like Sissy Spacek because of the hair.
Yeah,
the hairstyle. Like
actually, when I first saw this, I saw this pretty much like within a year when it came out or so, and I didn't even realize it was her until the credits at the end.
And no, she's got such a distinctive look.
Yeah,
like her nose and her hair color and everything. Like because she was in around this time, I think, or maybe before this. She was in film In the Bedroom, which nobody talks about now, which I think is an incredible film with Tom Wilkinson and Nick Stahl. What's he called? William Mapother.
Yeah, that was what year? Yeah, probably right around here. 2006.
What a film! Marissa Tomei and that. Like it's an incredible film.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei's in it. Yeah.
But she looks just like an older version of Carrie in that. Like you can tell it's her. Whereas in this,
that's why I had no idea it was her when I first saw this. She has a totally different look than most performances that she's given.
It's so cool that she's in this. Like it's so like that she's doing something so completely different.
Tells him his father was never a stuntman. And the Evil Knievel just came by and one day came to town. They took a picture. Well, how did he die? He choked on some pie. What? He really wanted to win that contest. And then you get the typical it would be like angry teenager like destroying his room
I was just
upon
thinking
the
that. I'm sure.
revelation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure. I'm sure I ripped my posters all down at some point.
yeah,
I
oh
often
yeah.
think
No,
about that
I
because
have.
I used to get some really cool posters from the local video shop, and I
Yeah.
remember having a bit of a tantrum and ripping them all down. And now I wish I had them.
I actually have done the same exact thing, and especially like
Yeah.
concert posters from like all
Yeah.
the shows I've been to and stuff, and like
Yep.
really cool artworks on like and artwork on some of them, and then just got pissed off at some.
But yeah, like when you're like
Yeah,
10,
yeah,
10, 10 or 11, but like he's what, like 23 or something?
yeah, exactly.
What am I supposed to build ramps for?
I love that line.
I
Who has
just want to
fun?
be
Let's go
friends.
now. Oh, that's funny.
I want us for serious.
Oh, that's so funny. The
I
whole
just want
cast here
for
was
serious.
this movie was so perfectly cast. Ah, cool name. Nate's back. He said it was on his phone service.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was raining up here yesterday, like all
He
day.
was too legit to quit, so nice MC
Which
Hammer
is so
reference there.
funny. Yeah. It's legit to
No,
quit.
I'm not legit. I'm unlegit.
So now I must quit.
Yeah.
And just the hand motions too. All the gesturing is great.
You know, I'll sometimes throw on the Vanilla
It's
Ice
sweet.
movie. It's such a like word to your mother. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a final destination moment there.
And yeah, and you know he's getting hit by this thing because of the music and the way he's looking back before he crosses the road. The way they build things up that are obviously gonna happen. That's another
Yeah.
thing this movie's great at.
Oh, for sure. Dave from the
Oh, this
crew.
is so funny. He's fucking tripping with a piece of metal in his head, and we don't find out until like 8 minutes into the scene. He's tripping balls on acid. Thank you so much. Oh, he's so great.
So it's supposed to be in the US, isn't it? But like a lot of films, it's filmed in Canada,
Yeah.
like small town. I guess is it just a case of that Canada now is the only place you can get that looks like old time small town America?
Maybe that, and I know they have a lot. They have good tax breaks for making movies
Ah,
in
okay,
Canada.
yeah. That's like, yeah, I've seen a few of that. I saw a really bad film recently, that they filmed over in they might have filmed it over on the Isle of Man actually, and they were
Yeah.
playing it off as like an American college campus, and it just did not work.
Yeah. Sometimes they don't pull it off well,
No.
but most of the time, I feel like they do in
Yeah, they
movies.
do with definitely with Canada. Ooh, piece of
Yeah.
metal for open my eye. It was pretty
Even the
awesome.
way that, even the way that's shot, like in the sound design, like you feel that.
Yeah. Like you say, the editing is so tight, and the you can
It really
imagine though. You can imagine that they sat down with Pam Brady's script and they just put jokes in it.
is. Yep.
You've got a mountain for a face.
Later he says, "Take it easy, Mountain Face." He's so good. He just ran over a small bus. And I love how it gets serious. I love how it switches to like a sincere,
Yeah,
like
there's
serious
definitely like
tone a
friendship.
few times during this movie.
Yeah, the friendships are real. Like they're
Oh
funny.
yeah.
They're quite
Like he
sensitive.
goes into this whole just like really inspiring stuff to him, and it gets him to change his mind. But then he ends it, and then he just ends it with a joke. And they're so good at that. Take it easy now, face. Oh, he's such a natural, man. He's such a naturally funny guy, Bill Hader.
Yeah. Hospital. Josh Gunn.
He's a big horror fan too, Bill Hader.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's he from? Is he from
I'm
like
not sure where Bill Hader's
East
from.
Coast? Like you said,
I think he might.
I kind of get that vibe, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think he might be maybe even from New York. I'm not sure. Oh, this is so funny.
Oh man, he's doing his little
He's
concert
singing
for his
to his
stuff too.
dog, and the way he reacts as soon as Ron comes in, he just turns around and shuts it off. Oh, that's brilliant.
He's got the proper
And
little
he
kid
knows he was
PJs on as
caught.
well.
Yeah, I know. The way they make him just way babyish than like his age is in this movie. Both of them, but especially Kevin.
Oh yeah, like he's ridiculously childlike.
That's funny.
But he's got like the sets are so good. Like he's got a thermos in his in the top of like an 80s thermos in the top of his wardrobe there.
The cool beans is great.
Cool beans. Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool. Bean. Cool beans.
Like this is
cool
just something
beans.
right out of. They probably had this pitched as a digital short for SNL, and it didn't turn up for some reason, didn't materialize, and they used it in this. Like it's so Lonely Island SNL era short by them.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
So good. I was going to do an edit of this earlier on, but I just couldn't. I know I fell asleep.
I was good. Dude, that's almost the same exact thing too. I downloaded clips from this movie. I was gonna do like a little mini trailer. I was like, for people who haven't seen it, like a little short to put out of it with little like bits from it, and that was definitely one of them. And I just didn't have it.
Well, because I'm downstairs and I'm not on my computer, and I was just sort of sat here, and I was going to do exactly the same thing. I was just going to like maybe elongate some of the cool beans and then put like a soundtrack over it, and then I switched the light off. And I just was on the sofa, and that was it. And then I woke up, and the next thing, here we are.
Yeah, it was like 10 a.m. or so before my daughter woke up when I was thinking of it. I downloaded the clips stuff. Then I fell asleep for an hour, and then that's when my daughter woke up, and then that was the end of any of that happening until she fell asleep.
Isn't it mad how you can put together like a little mini sort of stadium like this?
Yeah.
From scratch, like you see it for so many different events. Like they used to do it for the cricket, where I went to cricket, like temporary ones. Yeah. But like you go to these things, it reminds me of that. You know when Maud Flanders dies in The Simpsons?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Here he is, Parnell.
What Nate said, that quote's funny as hell too. I'm genuinely sorry about the window.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
His whole explanation here is of his tattoo. What he's like, improbable, I know, but I like to imagine he had intercourse the night before and a little bit of semen was blocking his urethra. All of that is hysterical.
So the fact that he's a AM radio.
The AM is sitting cleanly and nice, like underneath the wall.
So strange. That's such a strange thing to say.
Especially
two separate directions.
To strangers, like.
So weird. It reminds. I used to have a neighbor, and they in their garden they had like a garden gnome that had its trousers down, and you could pull on the thing, and it would pee out of the. Yeah, I was just like, who's going? I don't know. I need this in my life. I need this pee.
I know, right? I need this piss gnome.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm thinking, you told me about it. Like, I might need a piss gnome in my life. So, like, I might utilize that somehow into my life.
Maybe we first get matching tattoos, just like Chris Parnell's. Somebody has to have have.
Oh yeah,
tattoo.
I'm sure somebody does. And then another great edit there when he starts laughing at the end before, and then it just cuts away. That's so funny too.
It's so on brand for Will Arnett's character that he's reading like a softcore porn magazine.
Yeah, and it's great. He
She's in
does
the can.
the whole fake riding in the air thing, and then they
Yeah.
mention that. So are you just waving your pen in the air? Or are you actually writing it down?
Yeah. Jumping 15 buses.
I'll be right back. I'm grabbing a drink.
Okay. You got some imagination, kid. Oh, she's in the can, and then she come. The guys who are watching along, a bit of he's reading Muscle and Fitness now because she's come out of the can. We're just over an hour into the film now, an hour and 30 seconds. She when she comes out the toilet as well, the little thing, she's got like a plunger and like yellow rubber gloves on, which makes me think that maybe she's just dealing with the aftermath of his excursion to the toilet. Now we've got a kind of quote unquote emotional moment with his stepdad and Rod. I wonder what this film would have looked like if it would have been a Will Ferrell movie. I just don't think it would have been as good. Obviously, around this time, I think Will Ferrell was still making good movies. And it was obviously written for him, and they really, really did a massive job on this to make it not seem like it misses him. And I don't think people at the time were ready for an Andy Samberg film. Like they just didn't know what they were getting. But people who actually did go to see it or did get it, I got it on DVD, just blown away by how good it was. And Pam Brady's really underrated, so it's good source material that they had to go off. You know, there's a lot of South Park beats in this film. It works really well. It'll be yeah. Off the wall. Yeah, that was funny. You do kind of feel for him when they show the video of his stuff that he does at the cinema and everyone laughs. You do kind of feel for him. But then obviously the massive overreaction throwing the projector out of the window. Can't we? But the idea that he's only wants his stepdad to get better so that he can beat him up is great.
Yeah, this
You're the
song. Yeah,
voice. Here we go, man.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
the voice.
Understand that.
They got
Such
like the
such a
owl
perfect
and
song too for the scene.
yeah, this is an amazing scene. And
It's
like
so fun.
again, it's one of the. I think this film is still massively underrated and not
Oh,
and
it's insanely
underappreciated.
underrated.
It's crazy.
Like that's why I said this is. I heard that in your comedy, your comedy list video, and I heard
Oh
that you love Hot Rod. I said, hell yeah! But you don't hear a lot of
it's
people
so
bring
good.
this movie up.
No, and I think like it is better than Dirty Work, even though I am a massive Norm Macdonald fan.
Oh yeah, me too. I think
This
this
is
is better
funnier.
too. It
Yeah,
is funnier.
the guy putting the
It's
oil on
aged
him here.
better too. I mean,
Oh,
it is newer, but it's still. I feel it's aged better.
yeah. Oh.
how he, how frank his stepdad looks out the window at him, and the
This
way
is
his whole
your.
builds up and stuff.
You need to do this song on your do a cover of this on your channel.
Yeah,
Hot,
John. It's
the
like John
voice.
Furnham or John Fern. I think that's the
Yeah,
artist, like something like that.
I can't. It's weird. There were so many songs like this around the time, like big power
Oh
ballads.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
To be fair, I'm not like I'm not ironically enjoying them. They're just good tunes.
Oh yeah,
Or
it's a good song.
somebody. They're so sincere that that's where some humor comes from it, though, isn't it? And things like this.
Just seeing
Ooh.
all people
Yeah,
pull out,
like they're just
like
looking
getting
around.
around
Who are they?
singing.
And you can just see like Yorma's like he's just looking down and looking really awkward and confused because like what's the fuck's going on?
And then the way some of them they're just stopping and just
Yeah,
they're standing there just singing into the
yeah,
sky. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's so brilliantly written. And then the
And
riot.
then this guy just throws the bin. That's the second hilarious bin throwing of
Oh,
the.
so funny. Then
And
the way they edited it too with the music, that it as soon as he throws in the chaos ensues the bagpipe part of the music of the song.
yeah, and you
Like
see
that's great
bagpipers
editing.
there. There's actually bagpipers there, and the
Yeah, yep,
police are
yep.
bashing people. People are having sex on cars that
Yep.
are on fire. People, somebody got tipped out of a wheelchair.
Oh, the way they edited that is so fucking brilliant.
I see different things every time. Like I never saw the person
Yeah.
being tipped out of the wheelchair, and then they're going into their pockets and taking their wallet off them.
That's such a great. That's probably the best scene in the movie for me.
It's totally messed up.
Like it's a full sequence. Like that might be it. That's so funny.
Yeah, you need to
And
slow
then
that
just how
down,
he
break
says,
it
"What was
down,
that?" Like, oh,
the amount.
yeah, it started off super positive, and then just oh, it's too good.
If you broke that scene down and looked at every person, they must have all been directed to do something really messed
Oh
up.
yeah,
Like
like
every
really
person.
crazy. Yeah, imagine like what they were telling him to
I
do.
bet you
I
that.
know
I bet you
you're
that
gonna
took
do this, and you
ages.
guys are gonna do this. Oh yeah, that scene probably took a decent amount of time to shoot.
AM radio as the exclusive right. Exclusive right. In other news,
I
a
love
riot
that
broke out.
the news reporter. What did she say? Like the dog ate a pizza and took a nap.
Yeah.
As before they go to the coverage on this, it's like what a random way to
Hey,
start an
brother
article.
Max, how's it going, brother?
Hey Max,
I'll leave you back. You're back just in time for the big
big finale,
climactic moment.
the big jump.
We've got Chris
With the
Parnell on screen.
one more than Evil Knievel.
We need to watch the Evil Knievel film next.
Yeah,
I mean, Will Arnett in this
I just interactive.
he's definitely a Jonathan.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a Jonathan, not a John. He's a Jonathan.
yeah, there is a difference.
Can't wait to tell Sullivan.
Babe, wait.
This is it. I'm gonna go grab vitamin
Yeah,
water. Oh, I remember when vitamin waters were
yeah,
like the
yep.
thing.
It's like when they just blew up and came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then you never heard about him anymore.
No.
I never see anybody drink a vitamin water.
Yeah, I never see them anymore. That's mad. I used to get the red ones all the time.
Yeah.
Oops. Babe. Babe, wait. Babe.
Wait.
I like those nerds.
That's the type of gag. That's the type of gag that they use in a lot of comedies and movies that always works for me.
Yeah.
Like that type of editing gag where a
Yeah.
character is going on about something, and so much so that I enjoy that I do it all the time in my videos. That I cut myself off purposely. Like I love that type of gag.
Babe, no. Babe, no. Babe. He
Wait.
But wait.
And then just right to the next scene. So good.
It's like where she runs away in Scary Movie, even though it's not the funniest movie in the world, but where she does the spoof of Scream, where she says like "your perfect existence," and then she runs away like she can't run, like she doesn't know
Yeah.
how to run.
Yeah.
That's
That's
so
great
good.
too.
Yeah, but stay with it too long or cut away in its prime.
Yeah, it's great. It almost always works for me.
This is number one. You
I
just
like how
feel
you
like
like
when he says it's got some kick, you can kind
Yeah.
of in your head see some terrible stuff happening.
Oh, absolutely. Especially after the little part of that montage when you put too much dynamite and it exploded. So you could just imagine.
Oh yeah, the Rocker. That's Rainn Wilson, isn't it? Yeah, he did a really good podcast where he plays like a paranormal guy that I quite enjoyed
Oh,
called
I
Terry
know what you mean. I
Carnation or
never
something.
saw it. What's it
Yeah,
called?
it's fun. I don't know. It's something with Terry. He's called Terry Carnation or something like that, but I can't remember what he's
I
called.
gotta check that out because I
It's
remember
actually quite
hearing about
funny. The guy from Deadpool, who's like the taxi driver guy from Deadpool, is like in it as well quite a lot, and he's
it.
very
Okay,
funny in
cool.
it. Rod Kimble equals pure fire. Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Me
I know
too.
every song from this movie too. It's made up songs.
Yeah. A guy on the guitar with the thing. It looks like Chris Jericho dressed up. Look at him go. He's got some kick.
Oh yeah.
I'm exactly the same, Liv. I think mine is. I read somewhere recently that like people with ADHD always fall over and like don't know what to do with their arms when they're walking, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why I can't do it. That's why I look so weird when I'm walking along. The one with Ray Wilson, yeah, I think that's the one. I'm still not going to see it. Rod. Who is that guy in the wig?
I'm not sure. Why did I think that I read that like the members of Queen were played the band
Titan.
in this?
Oh, Titan. Oh, it's Josh Homme. Josh Homme's in there.
Oh, is
It's
he?
Josh Homme. Yeah. Josh
Yeah.
Homme, Alan McCloskey. Oh, was it maybe Queens of Stone Age or something like that?
Oh, Queens. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Queens of the Stone Age.
Right. Titan.
I knew I heard
Titan
something.
Toyish.
The word Queen related to the band.
There's a Brian May there with a big.
I mean, I knew it wasn't all of Queen if it would have been Queen because of Freddie Mercury, but that makes a lot more sense. Queens of the Stone Age.
I was at McConaughey. He likes drumming naked as well, doesn't he? Gonna uncork the arse beating of a lifetime. Peace. That always gets me.
Brand.
Violent stuff and then peace. It's like Miami Connection, where they have the most violent ending. He stabs the guy with the samurai sword, and it's like only through world peace will we ever have. You know.
Yeah. Great.
He knows what he's talking about.
You gotta go really, really, really fast, okay?
I'm so nervous for you.
Everybody here is. We're all nervous for you.
I was just in the bathroom and everyone's talking about how crazy this is.
What a way to bring your friend down before he does some dangerous ass shit.
It does actually quite suit him, a mustache.
It definitely does.
Because he's got like quite an unusual. He's not an ugly guy, but he's got like quite pronounced features.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And
I always looked at him, and a lot of people did. It's like Adam Sandler. He looks very Adam Sandler-ish.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And has the same type of humor almost too. A little more like out there, a little more surrealistic.
Yes, I think the fact he's always better when it's the three of them. He's always better, like kind of spurring them on. Whereas like Adam Sandler's group of friends are a little bit more like simplistic kind of people, like Rob Schneider and stuff.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Bravest guy I know.
How the guy hasn't landed a stunt since we've met him.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's right.
But she looks like she's trying to eat his mustache.
You said that he wasn't a fake.
Was it? I had an HL 95 on my or whatever it was, 97 on my N64.
Oh yeah. Those are so good. The old sports games on those earlier consoles. Now it's just I never play those type of games now, sports games, but they're so hyper realistic now.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember Speedball 2. I used to play Speedball 2 a lot. That was a cracking game. Kind of like rollerball-esque. Mega Drive game. I got an emulator recently. I plug it into my TV with like a HDMI, and it has like all the old games on it. I might try and work out a way of streaming them, just because I want to. Like, it's all stuff that like Sonic and Mario and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I used to use ROMs and emulators a lot back in the day, and then I just kind of stopped. But if I ever do want to, like every now and then, if I think of it like a retro game like that, and say I'll download a ROM just to play it, an emulator just to play it.
That's the one Liv's talking about. I think you should leave it. Liv, is that the one we mentioned when when I did a stream recently? Tim, what's his
Yeah,
name?
no, I
Tim
haven't seen
something.
it.
The one with the guy who
Check
goes on
it
the
out.
zip line. There's like a dating show, and he only goes on the dating show so he can go on the zip line.
Oh, is that
And
it?
he just keeps going on it all the time. I think I keep
I
seeing
got.
clip. Cracks me up. But if that's
I
the
gotta
same
check it
guy,
out.
Tim something or other. Tim Robinson, yes, the zip line guy. Yeah, Tim
Yeah.
Robinson. There we go. Yeah, I think he looks like he's. I need to check him out a bit more because he just cracks me up looking at him and seeing him interviewed and how awkward he is. This is insane. Like the setup for it as well.
Oh yeah, and the animal kingdom spirits again showing up.
Yeah, and this could only have been done practically.
Oh yeah.
It's mad that Evil Knievel used to do stuff like this.
Yeah, right. You can be fucking deader than dead, and you wouldn't even know if it went wrong. You would just be
So
dead.
mad. It was like we had a guy over here called Eddie Kidd.
I love how he's looking as he puts the thumbs up and he's off the bike already.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh, that's so funny.
shit.
I mean, that's one hell of a wreck.
Ooh, but he did it, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, his body did make it past
Yeah,
those
he
buses.
didn't need the bike.
No, it was just a catalyst to get him to his destination.
Oh right, okay, Lonely Island Boys. So they're okay. That's cool that they're kind of supporting
Oh, okay,
other people
that
coming up.
that makes that definitely gets me even more interested to watch that.
I mean, that's a pretty epic crash, but you know,
Oh yeah,
it'll be fine. As they say,
yeah.
rub a little dirt on it, it'll be fine.
He gets his little heaven scene with the taco
I'll
and
tell you what,
the grilled cheese. That's so funny.
I was just thinking one of the first times I remember thinking how good Andy Samberg was when he was doing the Mark Wahlberg impression.
Oh
Like
yeah, I've seen.
say hi to your mother for me. Hey, it's Mark Wahlberg. Say hi to your mother for me. Grilled cheese versus taco.
Yeah,
Oh, he just did a spinning back
we
fist on him.
we mentioned it earlier when she says it when he asked her the question. But I love her answer, saying, "But in prison rules, and it's the taco." He's like, "Oh, it's pretty racist," but
Oh, like the purple goose coming out of the violence.
you're right. The taco one.
You were right. This would be where, if I was writing it, he'd say, I'm walking out of here, he'd stand up, then you'd hear a big crack as his leg.
This is like snaps backwards and
Yeah.
falls to the ground.
Life is pain, man.
Yeah, Liv said she loves Andy's Marky Mark impression.
Yeah. Say hi to your mother for me. Hey, you're a little dog. Will you? I love that. Love it. Yeah. I prefer Andy. Andy's a cool. Andy's a cool name.
They're all cheering him up. They're cheering him up to life again.
Rod. You don't get many rods these days.
No, I think that's another reason why his name just fits his character perfectly.
I was just thinking Beavis and Butthead would be like Rod Munch or something. And when is this supposed to be set? It's so all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever say. I don't think they specify, right?
Because obviously it's post AM radio being popular,
Yeah.
and you need a lot of money to. But then again, like you say, for the time, 50,000.
Yeah, they say
It should have been about 90, but I don't know how they worked that out. That's what it said in the trivia. It should have been 90.
Yeah, for Frank's convenient price
Convenient price.
surgery.
You go, Rod. Rod
Richard
over here.
Richardson, that's the Asian dude who dances.
Richardson. Charming.
I
He's got
couldn't
charming as
resist.
sexy tick, but boring unticked on his t-shirt.
A cook, a cook goose for everyone.
Oh, it's
You
Mr.
got,
Scrooge.
you got Ebenezer Scrooge in here for no reason at all, and it's brilliant.
Because that's how films end. You, what day is it? It's Christmas Day. Amazing.
Then
What a
there's still
movie.
time. There's still time.
Got some. Oh man, I saw Europe. I've seen Europe live. They're cool. I saw that. Supposedly the last time they ever played.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I know. There's so many bands and artists say that.
Yeah. No, I was just talking about it at the beginning of the show, The Righteous Gemstones, though. That
Yeah,
I've heard it. I heard it's very good. I've heard it's cool.
May
Oh, look,
your hammer be mighty.
I love that he's actually managed to squeeze out a few hairs for his mustache as well.
Yeah.
Now he looks more like almost like Ralph Macchio or something. Ooh.
We haven't even started yet.
Time for a good fight. Who's going to murder him? Oh my days.
Throwing
I've got to say, I should have worn my headband. I bought my ninja. My friend, when we were at uni, he had he used to always wear headbands. And then one day he couldn't find his favorite one, and he just went around blaming everyone for taking it. He went crazy. It was like the most relaxed guy I've ever met, and he's just never let it go.
Is my headband?
Yeah. Oh, straight through the side of the house.
No,
but look at like the mother's like, oh boys.
Yeah, this is what she says. Like, someone said, "Should I help or do something?" She's like, "No, they're fine."
Yeah, and I love how the AM radio guy just goes to the
the barbecue,
burning each other on their barbecue, brick to the head.
That's too funny. Through the fence.
Oh my days. Rico's having a great time watching this.
Oh yeah. This is like when he watches drinking like Pabst Blue Ribbon on a Friday night on True TV.
When he hits the guy with the trash can earlier on in the film, I think is one of the funniest things.
It is. This dialogue is those are some of the best lines.
Oh, so good.
I go to church every Sunday. You gonna bring the demons out of me?
He learned this from the master.
Yep.
Boom.
Pai Mei.
Perfect free frozen.
What a great movie.
That's great all the way through. It really went quick as well.
It's a very fast-paced movie. There's never any like dull moments. It never slows down. There's never a lack of jokes, and it never feels as long as it is. It just flies by.
Crazy, and what a cast.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite comedies, like past the 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's so underrated. Like we said, it's criminally underseen. Like I know people who've never even heard of it.
That's mad. Mad. Look at the amount of stunt work in the film.
Oh yeah.
For a comedy, there's like 30 stunt things. Oh, co-produced Seth Meyers.
Yeah, a lot of crew and a lot of stuntmen.
Yeah, a lot of time went into it.
But you're right, you wouldn't see normally with comedies, but since it's obviously revolving around a stuntman or someone who becomes a stuntman, I guess after a whole bunch of tries and attempts.
Yeah,
Such
keep
a great
going.
movie.
Well,
That's
on
always a blast to watch that.
tomorrow night I'm on with Larry and I think with Marty, maybe even with Don. I'll make sure I wear my headband.
Yeah, there you go. That way you can make up for
Yeah.
it. Make up for forgetting it for tonight's stream.
And then I'm watching Chopping Mall on Saturday, I think.
With Hal?
Yeah, I think let's plan that had that planned for quite a while. Um,
Gotta wear the headband then too.
yeah, I love Chopping Mall. I'll just wrap myself in silver foil and be a killbot.
Have a good day. Look, that's a fun movie.
Solomon Brothers. What's this? Mine's gone blank. What's the Solomon Brothers?
Actually, I've never seen the Solomon Brothers.
That's not Step Brothers. No, no, not the same
No,
thing.
no, Step
No.
Brothers. I've seen Step Brothers. It's great.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta be careful not to tie your headband too tight.
I gotta do. Well, I'm definitely not going to be able to record it tonight now because I didn't even see the movie. I gotta watch Horror in the High Desert 3. What's the tagline?
Oh, I
Fire or
don't know.
something or some shit. Have you ever seen Horror in the High Desert?
No, I've never even heard of it.
They're this found footage movie that then got a sequel that's pretty good too. The first one's really good. It's more of like that fake documentary style
Oh, okay.
type
Oh,
of
that's very
found footage
interesting.
movies. And like something happens to this guy who goes in the Nevada desert and he disappears. He's like a survivalist and he disappears out of nowhere. So it's like presenting itself like a case, like documentary case like that, and like what happened to him. And then the second movie expands on it a little bit. So now the third movie, the guy's been working on like the third and fourth one, like back to back. Like the fourth
So
one's
it's just
pretty
a
much
good
done.
movie then. It's like a good
Yeah,
movie, not
yeah,
not
it's
like
good.
not like good bad or.
Yeah, it's pretty much feels like you're watching like a true crime doc, or a
Oh,
murder,
okay.
not murder, but like a mystery type of
Well,
documentary.
you've piqued my interest.
But the third
Uh,
one just came out on Amazon Prime, so I got to. I'm definitely gonna watch it tonight. I won't be able to record it until
oh,
tomorrow. Video, but
got so many,
video tomorrow on that. Yeah, I know there are.
so many that I need to watch and catch up with. Literally, like
I
people are
know.
going, oh, this sequel's coming out, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen the first one yet. But you know me,
There's
I'm
so many
certainly with
sequels.
new movies.
Yeah, there's so many sequels and remakes and things that I'm hearing that are announced that I've never in a million years would have imagined would be coming out. Like The
I don't
Possession.
know. It's mad because like then I'll sit and watch three films that are all like Roger Corman sci-fi films
Yeah.
from 1980 up to 1991, and it's like, why am I doing this? I've seen most of these before.
Oh, I do that a lot. Just movies that I've seen a million times that I'll just it's just nothing else I can figure out what to watch. And all right, that's going on again for the 100th time. Got
Yeah.
guilty pleasure movies, I guess.
Well, Live is a very good source of like B movies that I have not heard of, or bad good movies that I've not heard
Yeah,
of. So I need to arrange with Liv. We've been talking about doing a watch party of something on on her channel or on my channel or both, just to
yeah.
because she's got such a cool taste in weird movies that I really want to check out. But I don't know the Solomon Brothers. Oh, that's nice,
Yeah,
Pat. Thank you. Yeah, it's always a good time. Me and JT just particularly because we have very similar tastes in film. Like
yeah,
we said with
we
this
do.
one, this is insane. This is insane. This one in
This is
particular
just such
because
an insane movie.
like man, it's up there for me with my favorite comedies of all time, like Airplane or oh, there's so many like that spring to
There's
mind, but
so many
Airplane's the
great.
one I always go
Oh
to.
yeah, Airplane is just like one of the
Yeah.
greatest comedies ever.
I
Like
just
that.
like joke after joke after joke, and
Yeah,
this film,
that's
Hot Rod does that.
that's why Arrested Development's my favorite comedy, and that's why I
Yeah,
know you're a
yeah, me
huge
too.
fan of it too. Because it's like
Yeah,
anything that's layered and
yeah,
written so densely with jokes that it's just like you
yeah,
can watch that show a million times and still catch a joke that you've never
yeah,
caught before. Like it's so well written, and movies that are written that way too, like they almost work for me 100%, like every time. And it's hard
yeah.
to do that. but it's
It is.
always
It is
always
like
impressive when they do.
writing comedy is really hard, but to like people used to say about the Zuckers that they would put too many jokes in, that they were like, you know,
Yeah,
they needed to spread them out and give them time to breathe and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff. And they were
yeah,
like, they just didn't have that. They were like, no, the more we have, we'll just keep them laughing. They're like, it's just having that
yeah.
confidence that just keep
And
people laughing.
sometimes you just have jokes, just you don't notice that like consciously, but subconsciously it'll pick up on it. Or it goes
Yeah,
so fast with succession of jokes real quick that you'll hear it and then you'll be like, wait, what did they just say? What? And you'll laugh at it, but then like you
yeah,
have to go back and like rewind it and hear it again. Like it's
yeah. Or
great.
like
It's great when
a
they can
little
do
visual joke that
that.
most people are gonna miss, but they put it in anyway. I always think that really,
Yeah.
pretty amazing that they do that. Solomon Brothers were stuck on. Oh yeah, stuck on me. That's one. Do you know what? Like, I think that's Farrelly Brothers, isn't it? Like like Dumb and Dumber, and there's something about Mary. They stand up as being still funny films. Like
Oh yeah.
Matt Dillon
I
in
love
There's
the
Something
something
About
about
Mary
Mary.
is fucking amazing. He's so
I
funny
love
in
There's
that.
Something About Mary. I've
I
never
love
been a
it.
huge fan of Dumb and Dumber. It's funny. I just it's
It's just
not.
little bits of it that I find myself quoting that
Yeah,
are like for example, where they meet the guy from Austria and he's like, "Oh,
yeah,
g'day, mate. Throw another shrimp on the barbie." It always,
yeah.
anytime I hear the word Austria, I always do that. I literally did that. We went for a meal recently, and this person was like, "Oh, we're going on holiday to Austria," and I was like, "Oh, g'day, mate. Throw another shrimp on the barbie," and they just looked
Isn't
at
it
me like I
great
was an idiot.
when there's just one word or a phrase that can just trigger
Yeah.
like a line from a movie or TV show or
Oh
something
yeah.
every time that you hear it and you have to say it? Like
Yeah.
ruckus. Anytime I hear the word ruckus, I have to say, "Can you describe the ruckus, sir?"
Yeah.
Like
Could you describe the
Breakfast
ruckus?
Club, I have to. Like I'm hardwired at this point.
Yeah, could you describe the ruckus? Yeah. And the thing is as well, certainly in my generation, when home computers were quite big, we used to set up every action. I think I said this to you before, every action on the computer, every time you clicked on something, a sound, like a little wave file.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
like
I remember.
it'd be from a film or from a comedy or whatever. And often it'd be like something, so like say I had one where it was just clips from the Breakfast Club or whatever. So you find yourself they're hardwired into your brain.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Holy shit!
And
Wow, that
I
sound.
remember that when you have to have you had a WAV file for every sound on Windows.
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Saying what? What weird? All of that is just hysterical too.
Stuck on you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Will Arnett was amazing in this.
Yeah, see,
He's great in
Liv,
everything, but
Liv,
Babe Way.
Liv mentioned "Let's Go to Prison." I mentioned that earlier. Definitely
Yeah.
check that one out, man. The one with
Yeah.
T. McBride and Will Arnett.
Oh well, if everyone's
He's like a rich dude who ends up going to prison when like he shouldn't because he's like the judge. I forgot a lot of it. I haven't seen it in a while, but
oh,
he
I
ends up
was
in
thinking it'd be
prison
like
and he becomes like T. McBride's bitch and. But then, like, it just it gets more and more absurd. Like, it's just picture Will Arnett in prison, and that's pretty much all you need to
sounds good.
be interested. Yeah,
Maybe I got it mixed up with the Will Ferrell one. Is it Get Hard or Stay Hard or something like that with
yeah, I know what you mean. I can't think of
yeah, I didn't
exactly
make
what it
it
is,
through that.
but
Even
it's
though I
not
like
that.
Alison Brie from Community, so I watched it because she's great, but I couldn't get through that film because he just wasn't
Yeah,
like
I
Will
know it's
Ferrell
not.
just
That's
wasn't
not
funny in
it.
it.
Let's go to
Yeah,
prison. It's cool. That one's fucking
uh,
funny.
I'll check that one out. Right,
And
well,
you'll get a technotronic stuck in your head because they
nice,
repeat sung by them a few times,
awesome.
which is
Well,
great. But yeah, it's late for
well,
you, man. I know you got to get to bed.
I'm gonna have to go to bed, I
And
think, but
I'm gonna watch a movie and then I'm gonna watch Horror in the High Desert and pass out.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
you have to send me a list of movies to watch, man. So
yeah, for
I've
sure.
got I'll have to try and stay awake so I can do all these live streams with all you guys over in America.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
so
for
funny. If
sure.
you could have just seen me just before we came on and did this, I was literally in the pitch black, snoring my head off with my dog on my belly, and
Oh, yeah.
and then I just woke up, switched the light on. I was like, "Let's go." is JT.
Yeah, that's how I start a lot of streams that way too. It's just like, all right, shit, all right, it's time. All right, cool, we're on.
Oh no, I appreciate you coming on, man, and
Of course, man,
yeah,
it's great.
it's so much fun. Well, we still owe people a live stream of dolls as well.
Yeah, I know. We have to finally schedule that because I
We're
love dolls.
more ideas than there is time in the day to do them.
That's basically it. That sums it all up. But
Man, well,
this is
thank
fun,
you.
man. I needed this to get back into the movie talking
Oh man,
enjoyment vibe.
no, you're the best. You're the best, and we have so much fun. And it's
Oh,
hopefully people
sure.
watching had fun watching Hot Rod with us. And there's only one way to end this live stream.
Yes,
So I'm
sir.
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.